Welcome to Thrive by the Rising Muse.
Yes.
I'm Naty.
I'm Veda.
And we are here to thrive. It's great to start an episode with all this energy.
It is.
However, let's be honest. You can have new goals, new planners, new gym shoes, new devotionals, new journals, new everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if the same old beliefs are running your life, you'll end up in the same old cycles.
Yeah, you need to say that again for the people in the back row that didn't hear you.
Okay. So you can have everything new, but if the same old beliefs are running your life, you'll end up in the same old cycles.
That's true.
And it is true
Mm-hmm.
because your habits don't shape your beliefs.
Right.
Your beliefs shape your habits.
Yes, Romans 12:2 tells us to be transformed by the renewing of our mind, and the renewing means not recycling old thoughts.
Right.
Not rearranging old patterns. Not sprinkling Jesus on a belief that never came from him. That happened every day.
I'm visual. I'm visual. And I feel like people sprinkling Jesus. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the whole God only help those that help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that in the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I know that. But just sprinkle Jesus over there where you think that he is and
I know this is messy, but if I put Jesus on the head,
like some pepper.
Season it.
Right.
So today, we're going after the root, after the quiet lies, after the beliefs you didn't choose, but somehow absorbed.
This episode is going to be part teaching, part testimony, part therapy room, a little bit of Bible study.
All right.
So buckle up, grab something to drink, grab a journal. If you're driving, please don't grab the journal. Just go to the side or
you don't have to go to the side, do nothing. You come back and listen to it
later and take notes.
Technology is right now.
Right. Take notes and
we don't have to tape it on VCR no more.
Right.
Yay.
You can always come back. Because today we're rewriting lies with truth. Psychological truth and biblical truth.
What are negative core beliefs? Let's start by defining this, because a lot of people don't realize they even have core beliefs. They think they just feel this way or react this way, but there's always a belief underneath.
Yes. In therapy, core beliefs are called the deep roots of the mind. They're like the lens you see yourself and the world through those lenses. But here's the catch. You rarely know you have them.
Exactly. It's quiet. It's subtle. It becomes the background music of your whole life.
And psychology tells us that core beliefs are formed early, before you even realize you were forming beliefs. You don't sit down at age 6 and say, let me draw and draft my belief system. It just happens.
You didn't do that?
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Should we let the 4-year-old sit down and start saying,
No,
let me write down my core beliefs?
Don't.
Because, like I said, it just happens. And it happens from experiences, trauma, family dynamics, what you didn't get, what you survived.
Yes. And spiritually, this is why the enemy aims for children. John 10:10 says that the adversary comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. He steals identity before he destroys destiny.
I know this is going to be controversial, but how can you tell me a 5-year-old knows what they are when I ask my own 4-year-old and he tells me that he's a dinosaur one day and that he's a ninja the next?
Well, I know one thing, he's confident every day.
Yes, but there are parents that because their 5-year-old tell them what they are. They go, that's what my child is.
Oh, no.
And that's not always wise.
No, no.
Because again, mine is a dinosaur one day and a ninja the next day, and I assure you he won't be either.
And he still wants to be a policeman like his uncle.
And a race car person, he told me on our way from school the other day. So exactly.
The sky is the limit.
But that's the thing. You can't go by the identity that a child tells you they are, and that's why they are being attacked as children. So that, the ideas and the bad beliefs are there from the start. And here's the craziest part. A core belief can be totally irrational, completely false, and still run your life like it's absolute truth.
That's true. Because it feels true.
And emotions don't ask for evidence. They look for patterns. So if you always felt unwanted, your brain will scan your life for proof of that.
Yes. Ephesians 2:10 reminds us we are God's masterpiece. A masterpiece doesn't need to earn value. It already has value.
So if your belief says that you're worthless, that belief is not just wrong. It's insulting God's craftsmanship.
Amen.
We need to do that again?
Go ahead.
So if your belief is that you are worthless, that belief isn't just wrong, but it's insulting to God's craftsmanship.
You know what it's saying? God's not good enough.
Right. He makes crap. And my God doesn't make crap.
My God don't make crap. Okay, I learned that when I was a child.
Yes. Yes. For example, I'm talking about myself. Let's be real. My core belief for many, many years and shaped my years was I'm not enough. I'm not enough to be loved. I'm not good enough to be chosen. I'm not enough to stay. I'm not enough for somebody to be with me.
I think a lot of people just felt that in their chest.
Yeah.
Because I remember I used to think I wasn't enough. And I used to wonder, what did I do wrong?
And that's what we're talking about. See, my dad didn't even want a child. He already had all the kids he had because I'm number 6 on his side.
Okay.
And if he was going to have one, it was to be a boy.
Wow. Oh, boo.
I'm okay. I'm okay. The first thing that he did when I was born, well, he did plenty of things when he found out my mom was pregnant, but that's a whole nother show. But when he went to the hospital to see my mom after he came from work, because when my mom was in labor, he just dropped her at the door of the hospital and said good luck and went to work.
And see, back then, I don't think daddies were in the delivery room.
But at least he could have been in the waiting room.
He was like, I might as well go make some money. You do you, I do me.
Okay.
We come back together, we have a baby and some money.
I'll give him that. I'll give him that. But that's what he did. He drove her to the door of the hospital and told her good luck. And then after work, he came. And this, my mom tells me, God, I don't remember. And when he came to see her before and now they have the babies in the room, but before you had to go to the nursery.
Yeah, that big window.
And because he wanted a boy, when my mom said, did you see her? And my mom said that he said, her. And my mom started crying. You're not going to love her. And she said he sighed. But then the nurse came and said, wait a minute. You don't need to tell me which one is your child. They chopped your head off and they put it on that child. I'll be right back. And went and got me and put me in his arms. And my mom said that from that day on, he was in love.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But then he left us.
Life happens.
Before I was 4 years old, he left us. I remember they bought a house when I was 3. It was like a month before my 4th birthday. And we all moved, and he didn't move. And that's when they separated. So even though as an adult, I can logically explain the circumstances. My girl brain said what all children do. It was my fault. I did something to make him leave. First of all, I'm a girl. That's not what he wanted. Second of all, maybe I wasn't good enough. I remember when he would come to visit, I think I've told you the story. I was like, if I'm good enough, he will stay. And when he came to visit to the house, he would sit in the sofa. I would make him lay down, take his shoes off, rub his hair, massage him, and go make him a sandwich so that I could feed him. Because if I was sweet enough and good enough, he would stay. Which was a total discombobulated mess up stuff, because he would say, yeah, Papi, promise me you're not going to leave. Baby, I promise you I'm not going to leave. That lasted 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, he would leave. And then he would be away for some time and come back. And I would go over just babying him as a 4-year-old, doing everything I could and being quiet in the corner so that I was not a misbehaved child, so that I wouldn't be causing problems, because I was responsible for my daddy.
You thought.
My little baby brain. And that usually lasted, for my memory, 2 weeks. He would leave again. What did I do? I thought I was being quiet and good. I cleaned my room. So, that's what kids do.
And that is what kids do. They blame themselves to feel like they still have control.
Yeah, because that's what they feel. Like I said, they think, okay, maybe I can fix this.
You thought you could fix it.
Right. And that... Girl, that is the birth of codependency right there.
That's it right there.
It's actually psychological survival mechanism.
Definitely.
That's what it is. Because since it's my fault, then I can fix it. But if it's not my fault, I'm powerless. And a kid fears being powerless. So I grew up believing I wasn't enough to make him stay. And the belief followed me into friendships and jobs and ministries and relationships. You know when you made me about my abandonment issues?
Yes. I
had some serious ones.
Yes.
So, and it came from that. Yes. Because you could not tell me you were not going to leave. Because that's what he told me. And guess what? He left. Over and over and over. And I was in marriages. They swore in front of God they were not going to leave. Guess what? But that was part of the problem. Probably I picked the wrong people because of my core beliefs. Instead of looking for somebody healthy, I was just trying to get somebody that I would think that would, I don't know, be there for me. But I didn't stay there long enough to see the real them, and they were not healthy. So that is a whole nother thing.
Lies don't stay in the moment. They follow you.
Yep. And my healing began when I met Romans 5:8. While we were all still sinners, Christ died for us. The scripture grabbed me like, hey, you didn't earn this love. You can't lose this love. And that was so transforming.
That's awesome.
Because, it took me a long while to understand. Because not only it was many issues. How can I see God the Father not abandoning me if the only other father that I understood had, which was my earthly father? And I thought that if I was good enough, I was going to get my dad's love enough for him to stay. Well, nobody's good enough for God. So how was that one not going to go and smite me? For the years and years and years, I thought God was just the big eye in the sky waiting to stab me like an ant.
Yeah.
So the fact that he loved me unconditionally, no matter what I did, that was Greek.
Yeah. Even though I've known God for a long time, I knew God the Father. But things changed for me when I learned him as God, my daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Abba, Father. Daddy. Daddy.
No lie. That's very recent to me.
Yeah.
Very recent to me.
Didn't have a good relationship with my earthly father.
Right.
Didn't think I could trust anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, are you saved? Yeah, I'm saved. You know Jesus? Yeah, I know Jesus. But I got to know him.
Mm-hmm.
And when I really got to know him and saw how important that I am to him.
Yeah, that's wild.
And my Auntie Ann helped me to enhance my relationship with God. Because the way she talks to God, like she's having a conversation and how she feels.
She's a little bit too free for my style.
Auntie Ann helped me. She truly helped me. I'm like, you talk to God like that? Yeah. Why would I go to him fake? Knowing he already knows that I'm unhappy with this situation. So am I supposed to come in and lie and say, it's okay, I'm going to be like, no, I'm not happy right now. Okay? I still love you, but I don't like what's going on.
Right.
Okay? But she really helped me to be able to enhance my relationship with God instead of feeling so separated from him.
Right.
Like he's way up there and I'm way down here. He's right here. Okay? He's right here.
Right.
He's back here, up here. He is in me. And I go to him like I was supposed to be able to go to my earthly father.
Right.
And he is so much better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's unconditional love.
Unconditional. That's God's love.
That's God's love. And then 2 Timothy 1:7 hit me. God didn't give fear. He gave power and love and a sound mind. And I realized a sound mind does not bully you.
Sound mind, no. An unsound mind will bully you.
Absolutely.
But not a sound mind. My core belief was, I must earn love. I must perform. I must be helpful. And I must be perfect. Yeah. Be strong. Don't need anything. Then, only then, you get love. Not.
That's exhausting. That's exhausting.
Big lie. It is. It's also one of the most common beliefs that I hear women struggle with in ministry. We perform in relationships the same way we perform at work. We turn love into a job description.
And validation into a paycheck.
That's true. That's what Lisa said. You in the driveway now. Yeah, you talking now. Yes. Jeremiah 31:3 tells us that I have loved you with an everlasting love. Everlasting love is love that exists before your performance, before the hustle, before the perfectionism that you thought you had to have, before all of that. And it's going to exist after me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Always was, always will be.
Absolutely. And like you said, after it too.
Exactly. God wasn't waiting for me to do right, to love me.
That's mind-blowing.
God.
That is mind-blowing.
Thank you, Jesus.
That's mind-blowing.
He just loved me. And I realized love that must be earned isn't love, it's labor.
And God doesn't hire his children.
He receives them.
He receives them. So where do core beliefs come from? Let's go deeper into how core beliefs are formed. Psychologically, a child doesn't interpret events the way adults do. Children don't separate this person is unhealthy from I deserve this treatment. They fuse the two.
Kids don't think my parent is emotionally unavailable. They think I must be unworthy of affection. I must have done something wrong.
That's hard. And that's hurtful. And that's true. And trauma, abandonment, ridicule, comparison, even silence, all create beliefs. And here's the thing. I'll give you an example from my own life. On top of the situation with my dad, my mom was not the most lovey-dovey person.
What?
And I figure she loved me, but she never said those words. And my mom had a weird sense of humor. My sister, she tells the story of my sister asking her if she was beautiful when she was a little girl, and she would tell her, "No, you're horrendous." But the problem was, because those are big words, my sister didn't know what horrendous was. So she was under the belief that it was something that was better than beautiful. Until one day, my sister found out what the word horrendous meant. And when my mom told her the same joke, my sister was heartbroken. I know what that means! And my mom laughed it off. With me, I don't know. I've never heard my brother said she did something like that with her, but to this day I think he's the favorite. But with me I would ask her, "Mommy, do you love me?" And she flat out told me no. Every time I asked her in my life, well, not in my life until I was 24, she flat out told me no.
She didn't say I'm trying.
No, she flat out would say no.
No.
And when I was 24, it was pre cell phones. And I was running an errand and I was late from school because I was in college, but I was living at home. And I was super late from where I usually was. And she didn't know where I was. And I was in a place where there was no phone. So it was like, let me get this done and then I'll get home. And it was still daytime. So it was not like, got home like at 7 o'clock. It's not like it was 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm already 20 something. No, 24. Yeah. And I come in and she's crying. I'm like, what's wrong with you? I was worried about you. Why? What do you think? Because I love you. Hold the phone.
Yeah.
That was my reaction. God is my witness. Hold the phone.
At what age?
24. You said what? Don't be stupid. You know that I love you. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Never
no, ma'am.
it.
No, ma'am. I've been asking you for 24 years. And you've told me no. You should know better. How? How should I know better when I've actually asked you and you have told me no? So sometimes parents trying to be, and the point to my ramble is this. Sometimes parents trying to be either strong or helpful or making their kids strong, make comments to their kids that end up causing trauma and attacking their self-worth. So just food for thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. And spiritually, this is why the enemy targets identity early. If he can distort who you think you are, he can distort what you think you deserve.
Psalms 34:18 comforts us here because it says God was close to you even when the lie was forming. He witnessed the wound. He never, ever co-signed the lie.
Let's talk about how core beliefs show up in our adult life.
You have a negative core belief when your life feels like a pattern. Same argument in every relationship. Same job burnout. Same insecurity in every room. Same fear of being left.
Or when you sabotage good things because they feel unfamiliar.
Too good to be true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't really love me.
Right.
You just saying that. You don't really look. Oh my God, my poor husband. Oh, jeez. God bless that man.
Did you do that to him? He would tell you he loved you. You said, no, no, you don't.
I think when he told me he loved me, I believed it because I had shared with him all of my hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Didn't know about the habits and hang-ups. But I hadn't got to that yet. He knew he and I were best friends. That was the best thing that ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of relationships, you come together, you look good. I feel your energy. I feel yours too. And then, boom.
Mm-hmm.
2 years before we ever went on a date, we were best of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He knew the good, the bad, and the ugly about me.
Mm-hmm.
He still loved me.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I don't care what happened to you. I don't care who did what to you. All I know is I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why? And back then, he's like rattling it off. He said, fine, you smart, you Vita Flamon. And I'm like, I am, aren't I? But you know what? He felt that way about me, but I didn't feel that way about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel that way. I was very insecure. I was very unsure.
Because your core beliefs were wrong.
Thank God for my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he helped me to see who I am and to be appreciated for that. But now that he's an old man, I don't know what's going on. But like I told him, you got the best of me, and now you're going to get the rest of me, buddy. Okay, that's where we are.
Let's go ahead and list how core beliefs show up.
Yeah.
Overworking to feel worthy. I have struggled with that. For the longest time, no, now I do it because I have to do a lot of work. I have a lot on my plate. Mm-hmm. But I remember around that age of 24, writing down on a pad that the only thing I was good for was work. I didn't feel worthy of love. So I was a good student. I was a great employee. I got good grades. So that was the only thing that was good about me.
And you were told what?
No, I wasn't told. That's how I felt.
You felt like what?
That the only thing I was good for, it was for work and school.
Well.
For, working and stuff, yeah.
I was told that when I get out of bed with my husband, I would be no good. So they were insinuating that
was the only thing
that's the only thing I was good at. And I vowed that moment to spend the rest of my life proving them wrong.
When you stay in toxic relationships, that also is where core beliefs show up.
Yeah.
When you're feeling responsible for everyone's emotions.
Yeah.
If you tell the truth in love, really in love, because some people tell you they tell the truth in love.
I'm saying it in love.
And they're hammering you.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Right. But if you are really respectful and loving, and the other person, if you ask for forgiveness honestly, and the other person doesn't forgive you, that's on them.
Yeah.
That's their relationship with them and God.
I've done what I was supposed to do. And asking you in all sincerity, you don't mean it.
And you're a married person, so I am not. I mean, obviously, you're not going to cook something that the man is allergic to, but no, I'm not going to buy flowers because he doesn't like flowers, but I do. So I have to be so careful of his emotions that I can't even buy a plant in my house because he's going to be sad about it or he's going to be mad about it. Or I'm not going to cook rice because I made rice yesterday and he's not going to feel good about that.
Well, I'm not going to fry fish in the house because he can't stand the smell of it.
Oh, that's one of yours? But
yes, for the longest, he didn't want us to cook salmon croquettes.
Doesn't he eat them?
No.
Oh, okay.
The salmon patties that you put the onion and everything. Oh, grew up with that.
Maybe I'll make you a sandwich.
He doesn't like that smell. And for the longest, we did not fry fish. If we wanted fish, we go buy it already cooked. Mm-hmm. But to fry fish in our home, and let me tell you who broke that rule, Jill.
Because she was secure about that. She was not responsible for his emotions.
I want fish. I got all this fish here, and I'm not going to buy it. I want to fry it. I want some fresh, hot fish. And
go, girl.
She did it and broke it, and we've been frying fish in the house ever since. Hey.
Go, girl.
And he tried fish. The only fish he liked was Captain D's, that processed stuff. But he's actually fried. He's actually tried the fried fish. Put a lot of hot sauce on it, though. It was not bad. How you know? It's covered in Louisiana hot sauce. How you know how it tastes? But we've come a long way.
But the other thing is about being responsible for everybody's emotions is, so I'm going to make a change in my life. And that's going to make you feel bad. But that's between you and God. Because let's say I'm an addict to something. And you and I are addict buddies. And I decide that I'm going to make a change, but now you're going to feel bad because now I can't hang out with you. Well, either join me in recovery or doodles.
Because I'm not going back.
Right.
And we have to make that decision.
So your emotions.
Join me. We can go through recovery together. We can hold each other up, but I'm not going back.
Just because that might hurt your feelings.
Because, you wake up one day and decide that I don't matter to you anymore.
Yeah.
What? Right. No.
Fear of abandonment.
Yes.
Fear of failure.
Yeah.
Feeling too much. People who are very oversensitive, everything is the end of the world. Feeling not enough. Apologizing for existing. Some people that apologize over everything. I'm sorry that I'm here. Spiritual shame and unworthiness.
Proverbs 4:23 says, everything you do flows from your heart, which is psychology, also includes your belief.
Absolutely. And if the belief is broken, the behavior will be too.
Yes, it will be. Let's talk about God's truth versus the lie.
I love this.
Let's put the lie and the truth side by side. The psychological and the spiritual truth.
The lie. I'm unlovable. Psychology says, what evidence supports that? The Bible says, Romans 8:38-39, nothing separates you from God's love.
The lie. I'm a burden. Psychology says that's a cognitive distortion, overgeneralization. That's a big old word.
Which means you're making too much out of this because the fact, how do you call it? A thumb is a finger, but not all fingers are thumbs.
Right.
That type of thing.
Right. Matthew 11:28 says God invites you, not rejects you.
The lie. I'm permanently broken. But the Bible says, Isaiah 61:1, he came to bind the brokenhearted.
Truth always cancels trauma lies. Always.
So let's go and talk about some practical tools to rewrite our core beliefs. So let's get into the actual work. So again, take notes, and if you're driving, just Watch us later and take notes later.
Thank you.
Here are 6 tools you can start to work on those beliefs. Mm-hmm. And each one lines up with scripture. Mm-hmm. The first one, identify the lie. You can't heal what you won't name. So write down the belief, say it out loud, and stop letting it hide in the dark.
Right. Expose it. Mm-hmm. Ephesians 5:11 says, expose what is hidden. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Tool number 2, trace it to the root.
Ask, where did I learn this? Mm. Who taught me this? Mm. How old was I? What was happening?
You're not blaming. Mm-hmm. You're understanding.
Mm-hmm. Tool number 3, challenge the lie. This is a Socratic questioning, kind of like philosophy. Mm-hmm. Put that thought on trial. Mm-hmm. Ask for evidence. Ask for contradiction. Most lies crumble fast.
Yeah. 2 Corinthians 10:5 says, take every thought captive.
Absolutely. Tool number 4, mm-hmm. replace it with truth. Mm-hmm. And this is where scripture reparents the belief. You replace the lie with something biblical and psychologically accurate.
Mm-hmm. Tool number 5, repeat until it sticks. The brain changes through repetition. Faith calls it renewing your mind. Therapy calls it neural rewiring.
Meaning you're rewiring the neurons in your brain. Mm-hmm. Tool number 6, let safe people speaking to you.
Sometimes healing doesn't happen alone. Mm-hmm. God uses community to rewrite what others broke.
Absolutely.
Yes. I am truly a product of that. Mm-hmm. God putting people in my path, taking me under their wing, pouring into me, mm-hmm. meeting me where I am. Mm-hmm. Instead of me having to come up to where they met me where I am, mm-hmm. where I was. Mm-hmm. And they walked with me through the journey that God had them there for me. Mm-hmm. And I am so grateful. So grateful.
I'm going back a little bit to the one about challenging the lie and put it on trial. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes, going back to that thing that I told you about, social events are not mandatory. We always talk about what we're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Who said that? Mm-hmm. Who said you're supposed to do that? You know what I'm saying? Who whatever. It doesn't have to be a social event. Who says you're supposed to do whatever? Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that she did with me when we were working. It was like, and what's the worst thing that can happen? Mm. And she gave me examples like, okay, so if you're taking a test, what's the worst thing that can happen?
You fail.
Oh, no, you get an F. You fail the test, but that doesn't make you a failure.
Right. I'm talking about you failed the test.
Right.
Does not make you a failure.
Right.
But what's the worst thing that can happen? You get an F.
You get an F. So that doesn't necessarily mean you miss the class. You may be able to make the class up, mm-hmm. or the worst thing that can happen, you have to take the class again.
Mm-hmm. I did.
So is it the end of the world?
Well, it was for a moment until she talked me down.
Like it.
Until she talked me down off the ceiling.
It felt like a moment.
It did.
Because talking about the lie was, if I don't pass this test and this class, I am not good enough to finish my degree.
Good enough. Exactly.
That's what it was.
Yep.
But we put that on the trial.
Oh, we did. We did.
So who told you that? That exactly. Nobody told you that if you fail that particular test in that particular class, you are not going to be able to finish your degree.
And I wasn't thinking about all the other A's and B's I had made.
Now, The funny part is, after all that crying, she ended up not only graduating a year early, but with honors. So, back to the lie. So again, who told you that if you had, and you took the class again, you didn't get an F in the class.
I got a C.
That was like an A.
Plus.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't the end of the world.
It wasn't.
And does your diploma has a side note that says, I got C in my math class?
See, that night, he told me something that I held on to through the rest of my schooling for the rest of the next couple of years. When I called her that night, she said I was speaking in tongues. She couldn't understand nothing I was saying. Oh my God, I was torn up. I would toe up from the floor up. Okay? Just tell the truth. I thought my life was over, but you told me something. You said when you go to graduate, the one that is 4.0 and whatever your GPA is, they don't write that on your diploma. Your diploma looks just like the one who's 4.0. I had to think about that. That's true. That's true. That helped me. And when you go, I mean, some jobs ask for transcripts, but usually they just ask you for what your education is, and sometimes they ask you for a copy of a diploma. Sometimes they just believe you. Yeah. And then they check with the university that you actually graduated. It's not like you can make up a doctorate now and stuff like that. Right. But so they do check that. But sometimes they don't even ask you for a copy of the diploma or even your transcripts. And guess what? You graduated, and you're going to get a job. So you have everything A. And your study was in behavioral, so psychology. And you have A, C, not inside in any of your main classes, but on math. Now they're not going to give you the job because of that C in math. Yeah. Does that make sense? You say, how many people in this room
Well, and hear me out. And I'm sure I'm super generalizing. Usually people in psychology are not good in math.
Yay.
Usually. So there's that. But that's what I'm talking about, putting the light on trial.
Putting it on trial.
It's like, what does this thought process come from?
Because I was yelling, they're going to kick me out of school.
Over one class.
But it...
Not even one class. It was one test.
One test. They're going to kick me out of school.
Yeah. They're going to stop getting money out of you.
Yeah.
When you have all the other A's over one test.
Didn't even think about all the other A's. It's like, oh my
And that's why you need somebody in your life that's on the outside of your situation so that they can...
A level head.
Yes. Somebody with a sound mind that can help you navigate some things. Because when you're in it, it's hard for you to challenge your own lies because you're wired. Those are your core beliefs. So that's what happened when I started working with Celebrate Recovery. My sponsor, she started. And where did you get that from? I'll tell you one that still messes with me sometimes. Like, I don't know what we were talking about that day at CR, but it was my issue was. If you look at me closely, I have facial hair. And I was crying out there because I felt so ugly as a person, as a woman, because I have facial hair. Carrie looked at me and said, that didn't had anything to do with you getting married multiple times. Some men didn't have no issue with that.
Apparently, a couple of them.
And you also dated other people that had no issue being with you because of that. I was like,
You think about that. That is true.
But that's true. So, when you have an insecurity, which are those lies, you have to put them on trial.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need help with somebody on the outside.
Definitely.
To say, Really?
Reel it back in, baby. Come on.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The one that I usually do with you is like expectations. You expect that person to
She
do
does.
that?
I can't stand when she looked like that. And she was like, unrealistic
Yes.
expectations
Yes.
again. Yeah. That's true.
Because honest to God, and that's not a Veda thing, that's a human thing.
Look,
we all have unrealistic expectations.
When I was growing up, I don't know what was with my mom's expectation, but she said, I did not have any stupid kids, so I'm going to beat it out of you.
Right.
Okay? So, hey, but it's a different time.
Right. But hear me out. So we all have unrealistic expectations because normal human behavior is you can only see the world through your own eyes.
Yeah.
You can't see them through others.
No.
Now, through learning empathy, you can try to put yourself the best way that you can on somebody else's shoes, but your first thought is always going to be through your lens. Mm-hmm. Now, then you have to pause and say, wait a minute. Those are not my shoes. So how tight are those shoes over there? And then you can have a bigger and wider perspective. Mm-hmm. But so that's not a you thing. That's a universal thing. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I learned about the lies that sometimes we tell, I had a situation at work and somebody put me down in front of everybody, which it angered me. Not only because you try to humiliate me in front of everybody, but I wasn't even supposed to be there. I was there trying to help you. And now you're here messing with me? Really? And then, so I had two avenues. Either go on the defense and tell the person, I'm here doing you a favor. So you are A, B, C, and D. Or C, why did it bother me so much? I took route number 2. It took me a lot of thinking, journaling and stuff. It was pride. I was well regarded in my job. And you're yelling at me in front of people that are my superiors, like I did something wrong. That was a problem. I never went back to the person. I never treated her differently. It was hard. I prayed for her. I never went to her to tell her 2 and 2 equals 4. I took Jesus. But the next day I showed up like nothing had happened. It took Jesus.
Yeah, it did.
And
they thought you would come on the outside, but there was a war going on inside. Yes. Her body.
Yes. That reminded me of something else, but and that made her think about what she had done. So if I had gone in the offense, it would have been a fight and she would have been even superior. Look how she's behaving. I humble myself. I went back to work like nothing had happened. She came and apologized.
Won't he do it? Yes, he will.
He went and apologized. So, again, when we have a thought that a fear or something that we know, like insecurity or something, we have to put that thought on trial. Okay. So, and it's not like you're abandoning yourself. Like, it's not like, not if you're going to, okay. It's not like, okay, I've already eaten 40 ice cream. 41 is not going to be any difference. Not that kind of blasé attitude. It's like, okay, why? I would never be secure about wearing a 2-piece bathing suit.
Everybody not meant to wear a 2-piece. Come on, people.
And some people are.
Everybody is not meant to wear a 2-piece.
But in my case, it's not insecurity.
And there's some people wearing 2 pieces.
They should.
They need to be talked to by the community to rewrite that wrong. Yes.
But I'm not insecure. Even if I had the body for a 2-piece, I wouldn't. It's just not who I am. is not, you know, how I feel comfortable, regardless of what body type I had. But you know, you and I had issues for a while with sleeveless.
Oh, yeah.
Because of insecurities.
Yes, because of these arms that we inherited.
So, are you the only person with big arms?
No, girl. God will put people in front of you and show you because, okay, you think you're the worst person.
Right.
Okay? You think you're the biggest person. You're the worst looking person. You're the
worst spoken person.
Yeah, and then God will allow people to come into your sight and you like,
never mind.
Take my coat off. Take my sweater off. Okay? Are you wearing a coat in July anyway? Cover my arm.
Right. Right.
And I had to get to the point. These are the arms that I have. They went down some, but they didn't go down a lot.
You have lived with them for 62 years.
And my arms never stopped me from doing anything. Never stopped me from having boyfriends or getting married or having children or having 5 grandsons or being married 41 years.
It never kept you from a job?
No. Never kept me from a job.
It never kept you from being choir director?
No, it did not. And you think, being a choir director would have pulled them arms out.
You needed some meat to put that on.
Yeah. And see, the choir director I was, I put everything I had into it and some more. And the arms did not leave.
Did they prevent you from getting a college degree?
No.
So why be embarrassed of them? I know the answer because, again, I was there with you.
Right.
I was the same one. I was like, I don't do sleeveless until I'm like, it is 105 degrees in July. I'm not being naked. I'm wearing appropriate sleeveless. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think what broke it for me was I was sleeveless in the house. Mm-hmm. And I think I had to go to the store or something. And just went out the store, got in the car, and realized, oh, man, I didn't cover my arms.
Oh, well.
That's what I said. Oh, well, get to the store, but it was a good feeling afterwards.
It was freedom.
It was like, hey, I'll never cover them again.
Right. Right. So, and that's just a silly example in a way, but not so silly. But there are things like, again, I can never get a college degree. You did it at 50 something.
54.
Right. Mm-hmm. My aunt became a teacher at 60 something.
Right.
She went to college in her 60s, got a degree in education, and became a teacher until she retired. Mm-hmm. So if you're 30 and have 2 kids, why can't you have a college degree? Maybe you can have it now, but that doesn't mean you can't have it ever. Right. Sometimes you can even have some classes now and here and again. Mm-hmm. So there's so many things like, again, I'm not worthy of love. Why? God loves you regardless of what you did, who you are, what mm-hmm. you've been, mm-hmm. where you did it, who you did it with. Mm-hmm. He don't care. Because he loved you. And the part that always blew my mind is he knew you were going to do it.
Before we did it. He knew it. And he chose
to love us anyway. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ain't that wild?
It's wild. Yes. So yeah, God does use communities to rewrite what others have broken.
Absolutely.
In us. Okay.
So let's relieve whatever was never yours, which is the lie.
The lie.
Mm-hmm.
And receive what was always yours. The truth and your identity.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, follow us at The Rising Muse. We are at The Rising Muse on all our platforms.
We're hoping that the things that we bring to you beneficial for you.
Yeah.
Because that's our first thought.
Yeah.
Whenever we
do an episode,
our first thought is we want to give you the best tools so that you can take them and thrive from them. Yes. And help us get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Remember, if you're experiencing a mental health crisis, please dial 988. If a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis, please dial 911 or take them to the nearest emergency room. If you think you're in a domestic violence relationship and you need to talk to someone or you need some assistance, you can dial 800-799-7233 or text 887-888. Make sure that you're in a safe place when you're reaching out for help.
Remember, all these beliefs were not formed overnight. Give yourself grace as you're working through on these patterns. We will be here every step of the way.
To encourage you.
And to give you more tools.
Yes.
So until next time,
don't forget to thrive.
Have a blessed day.
Bye-bye.